Okay, so we're here for a different kind of video today. This is to do with Mining Simulator 2. However, we're using the tier list maker thing, and what we're going to do today is basically rank every single game pass from S to F. S tier obviously being just like the best game passes possible right now, and F tier being the worst ones. What's the point in them? Get rid of them basically. So yeah, let's just get straight into it, and what I'm going to do first of all is fill in everything from the F tier, and I think it's pretty obvious what's going in there. Yeah, we're going to get all the pet storage ones in there because honestly, there's really no point in getting any of the pet storage stuff. You can get the gem enchants, which gives you like an extra 300 space, which makes really this one here, the 150 and the 400 one, pretty useless. And honestly, with even getting 600 pets in your inventory, it can cause quite a little bit of lag in your game. So honestly, getting any more than 600 pets in your inventory is just going to be completely useless. So honestly, I just always think that the pet storage ones are useless. So I'm just going to keep them in F tier. You can agree or disagree with my list. Let me know what you think. But yeah, that's where I'm going to put those. Now for the rest of these, we're more or less going to do them in order from what I think where they can go and stuff. However, the first one that I'm actually going to start out with just for now is the more teams. And honestly, it's kind of useless. Now I can see why some people might like this, because you might have like a Cyber Galaxy team, a normal coins team, you might want to have like an Atlantis team, all your secrets and stuff. So I guess for that it does have a little bit of use. However, overall it's not exactly that great. I have not used any of my teams once. I've literally not even created any teams. I think once I might have like used it to put all my secrets in one team, and even still then I didn't need the more teams because I only made one. So for personal preference, I'm going to put that in E. I can see why some people might want to use it. However, overall, it's honestly just not really that useful whatsoever. Now we're going to move on to the ×2 pickaxe. Now this is a great game pass to start out with. It can really help with boosting up your mining power. However, later on in the game, it honestly becomes pretty useless depending on what other game passes you have as well. So honestly, it's a really good game pass to start out with. But yeah, as I said before, it does kind of become a little bit useless once you do start to get a little bit further in the game. So it's kind of like tossing and turning between C and D. But I guess I'm going to put it in D for now. It may change about, it may go up to C if I can think about it a little bit more later. But yeah, honestly, as of right now, it is going to be in the D tier, just because for me personally, again, it is a little bit useless. However, it's a really good game pass to start out with, so it's definitely not an E and an F. But yeah, now we're moving on to the teleporter. Now, beforehand, I know a lot of people would have put this right up into S tier for the simple fact that you could do the caves glitch where you could just teleport on caves, get all the ores and then go. However, with the caves being removed, this kind of makes the teleporter a little bit useless. Now it does have a great use still for AFK rebirthing if you have that, which does definitely give it a very good thing and a very good like reason to have it. So it's not really down here at all. It's definitely C or above. Now for AFK rebirthing, it is really useful, so I think I'm going to put it in the B tier for now. However, once caves do return, and if that cave glitch is still around, then honestly that will jump straight back up to the S tier. However, for now, whilst caves aren't in the game, I'm going to put it down into B tier. Again, rebirthing isn't exactly that great, it's not really that important. However, for getting gems and stuff, it can be really good. As I say, you can AFK rebirth using the teleporter. It does make it pretty important, so yeah, I'm going to put it into B tier for now. And now we're moving on to triple hatch. This, I would say, as of right now, because of the state of Mining Simulator 2, it is definitely a hatching game as of right now. It's got to be in the S tier. I would say it's probably the most important game pass in the game as of right now. To be able to get triple hatch plus the +1 egg enchant basically means that you can have quadruple hatch, which means that this is going to be a very overpowered game pass. We'll give you an extra 2 eggs from what you can usually get. For free-to-play players, you can get, I think it's like 2 eggs as of right now, double hatch. For the pay-to-win players, you can get quadruple hatch. So honestly, to get all of those eggs all at once does make this game pass extremely useful and 100% needed for most players. It's quite expensive. I believe it's like one of the top 3 most expensive game passes as of right now. But yeah, it is definitely useful, just for the simple fact that hatching right now is the most important thing in the game, so I'm definitely going to put that up in S tier. Now we have another hatching game pass. This is a fast hatch, and again it's a very important game pass. Now it does depend really where you sit. You may think that the gem enchant fast hatching, like the gem enchant in there, might be enough to kind of like have the fastest eggs you need. However, when you actually get this fast hatch enchant, it really does speed up your eggs. Plus, on top of that as well, when you do the fast hatch glitch, where you just kind of have your auto clicker on the R key, it really does make it way better. Now, I wouldn't say it's an S tier because I don't think it's quite on par with triple hatch. However, it is still very good. And when you do pair it up with triple hatch, I guess it can bring it up to an S tier. However, just as a standalone Game Pass, it's not exactly as good as triple hatch. So I'm going to put it in A tier just for the fact that if you do pair it up with triple hatch, it's very good. However, on its own, it's not quite as good. So yeah, I think A tier is probably where it sits right now. Now we're moving on to the Lucky Pass. Now this is a really weird one, I would say, because honestly I don't think it actually increases your luck as much as you would think, because as of right now we do have the Lucky Boost, which gives you an extra 25% or 1.25 times on your luck. And then there's also the Super Lucky, which gives you an extra 2 times, and the Omega Lucky, which gives you an extra 4 times. And all of those combined really kind of just start to like bring the importance down of the Lucky Pass. Now it's still a really good pass. I'm definitely going to put it in a B tier because again, hatching is really important and this will really help. However, just for the fact that of all the boosts right now in the game, it kind of like cancels this out a little bit. Now obviously if this was to like multiply all of the boosts, so instead of 4 times for the Omega Lucky, and the times 2 Lucky Pass would actually make it 8 times on the boost, then that will be right up there in S tier. However, just for the simple fact that it is only adding on an extra times 2 luck instead of actually like multiplying it all together, just kind of brings it down to the B tier. It's still a very good Game Pass and I would recommend having it if you are hatching. But yeah, again, I would just say if you are really trying to get any like luck going on and you just want to hatch as much as possible but you only have a specific amount of Robux, then I would only recommend getting triple hatch and then maybe even fast hatch and then just using all of your boosts instead of getting the Lucky Pass, just for the simple fact that the boosts are way more powerful than this pass alone. So yeah, then we're moving on to another pretty important Game Pass, which I feel like might have actually lost a little bit of importance in recent updates, and that is the More Pets. Now at the start of the game, this was one of the most important Game Passes in the game, just for the simple fact that if you did not have More Pets, you could not insta-mine any block in the game basically. So yeah, More Pets at the start of the game was really good. However, in recent updates, it started to slowly come down. Obviously right now, free-to-play players can insta-mine everything and literally like rebirth as much as pay-to-win players at this point. So honestly, More Pets, again, it's a really weird one. At the start of the game, it was really good. As of right now, though, it's not really as overpowered as it was, and it really does not justify that 1,000 Robux price tag, I don't think, anymore. So again, it's a really good Game Pass. It does really help with rebirthing and getting like your shells and all sorts of different currencies. But is it really that great? I wouldn't say so. If you can literally get like 5 pets, then honestly, this makes this Game Pass pretty much redundant at this point. So yeah, it's a really good Game Pass still, but honestly it's just really lost some of its value. Now we have the Omega Nuke, and I think this is on par with the pet storage. It is useless. It is literally not good for any world. I'm pretty sure like the only place the Omega Nuke is good for is like the top 2 layers of the overworld. Anything else, this thing is literally useless. You cannot use this anywhere else. I believe it only does like 560 power, which obviously is nowhere near good enough. You're going to need to get like 100,000 nukes just to get anywhere through the Atlantis world, which is going to take you forever. So yeah, honestly, the Omega Nuke, really useless I think, not worth getting whatsoever. I feel like all explosives in the game are really useless, and there's a reason why they've not added any more in recent times, just for the simple fact that there's really no point to them. They're really weak, they're really not powerful whatsoever. So unless they really start to buff up the explosives, that Omega Nuke is belonging in F tier for its entirety. Now we're moving on to the Omega Scythe, and this will probably have a couple heads, like kind of half and half. However, again, I believe this belongs in the F tier. Now, I've not exactly tested this out myself. However, I have seen a couple people say that the Omega Scythe at this point in the game isn't even the best pickaxe right now, or the best tool, which is kind of interesting to say that it's literally 3,500 Robux, which is a lot of Robux, by the way. That's literally going to cost you like $40, $50 or £40, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, honestly, this Omega Scythe is very, very expensive. It's going to cost you literally, you can buy like a whole set of game passes on another game for that kind of price. You can even go out and buy a whole new game for that kind of price. So yeah, the Omega Scythe is very expensive, and honestly really not worth it for its price tag. And the fact that it may not even be the best pickaxe in the game right now really makes it belong down in the F tier. Really sad to see. It was great at the start of the game obviously, but now it is really, really useless. Now we're moving on to the Infinite Backpack. Again, another one at the start of the game that was really good, but seems to have kind of lost a little bit of its value over time. However, I would say it's still probably an A tier for the simple fact that it's great for rebirthing. It's great for like people who are going for the leaderboards on the Blox Mind. If you are going for that kind of leaderboard, then this is probably the most important game pass to you right now, just so you can like AFK mine for quite a while. And again, on top of that, it's really good for kind of like getting up any currency. However, if you do have the best backpack in the game, which I believe is like 30 million or something like that, plus the Cosmic Tear, which gives you a plus 100%, so times 2 on your backpack. I think right now, like the best backpack you can get is like 60 million. Correct me if I'm wrong though. But yeah, honestly, that kind of backpack is more than good enough to do anything in the game. So yeah, it's a really weird one. Again, it's kind of half and half between whether it belongs in the A tier or the B tier. However, I still think it's pretty good, just for the simple fact that it's going to really help for those who are on the Blox leaderboards. It may belong in the B tier to most people. I guess if you are going for the leaderboards, it's probably even up in the S tier. But for most people, I guess it's probably going to bring it down to the B tier. So honestly, it's a little bit of a weird one. Now we have VIP, which is honestly a really good game pass, I would say. Now, I wouldn't say it's exactly that great. Now, for me, because I've had VIP the whole time, you kind of forget like how good VIP can actually be. Plus 50% on your coins is honestly really, really good. Now, I'm not too sure if that counts to all currency or whether it's just normal coins. It's great for doing rebirthing and things like that, and it really, really helps for anybody. And again, if you are going for the leaderboards, you must have VIP, otherwise you're not really getting there. So honestly, it's a really good game pass, and again, for those who are new to the game, this can really help out with starting out the game, getting through the overworld really quickly and getting onto the next worlds and things like that. So honestly, I'm going to put that in A tier, just for the fact that it is going to be really, really overpowered and just really strong for a lot of players. And then we're moving on to the last game pass. That's going straight in the S tier. Times 2 gems is honestly really important. At this point in the game, with the Atlantis update, I guess it's not exactly that important. However, in previous updates, this has been the most important game pass, I would say, such as for like the mystery egg. When gem enchants were introduced as well, this was obviously the most important game pass. And there's so many different ways now to get gems, for the simple fact that they're so important. So yeah, honestly, I would say that times 2 gems is probably the most important game pass alongside the triple hatch. And I guess this is more or less what my final table is looking like. There's nothing going into the C tier, because I guess there's not really anything that's bang average. They're either good game passes or the bad game passes, as you can see. So yeah, just kind of like finishing off, in the F tier we have all of the pet storage ones, along with the Omega Nuke and the Omega Scythe. In the E tier, we have more teams, just because it's really not that great, and honestly teams are not important whatsoever. In D tier, we have the times 2 pickaxe, or the stronger pickaxe game pass. Now I know a lot of people will think that this basically doubles all of your strength. However, it is just for the pickaxe, so imagine literally getting like an extra 2,000, 3,000 mining power. It's honestly not that great, so that's going to go in the D tier, because it's great to start out with, but it's really not that good in the end game. Then up in the B tier we have the teleporter, would be up in the S tier if caves are around, however it has dropped down to the B tier as of right now. Lucky Pass in there, again a boost way stronger than the Lucky Pass, so it's really good to have. However, if you can't get it, then honestly you won't really miss it too much. More Pets as well was a really good game pass for helping out with rebirthing and stuff. However, as of right now it's kind of lost a little bit of its like kind of charm and things like that. The Infinite Backpack again was a really good game pass, and it is still a really good game pass. However, with how strong the backpacks are currently in game, it's kind of lost a little bit of its value as well. VIP is a must have for a lot of players, as well as those who are starting out. So honestly, that 50% or more coins is really going to help out anyone. Fast hatch as well. Fat hatching right now is the most important thing in the game, so that's probably a must get. Times 2 gems and triple hatch are literally no arguments. I think everybody would put those up in the S tier. So yeah, this is how my tier list looks. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree, and let me know where you would put your game passes as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.